Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Now before we get into real estate this week, I want to give a shout out to one of my biggest heroes, someone we lost last week, and that is Tom Petty. I know everyone says they're a Tom Petty fan because unfortunately he passed away, but he was my favorite, without a shadow of a doubt. My favorite artist of all time. In fact, I have in my office this Traveling Wilburys album. It holds a special place in my heart for many reasons. My dad bought this CD when we were kids, and we used to play it over and over and over, my brother and him and I, when we'd be in the car driving every weekend to sports card shows. That's what we did to bond. My second date with my wife, I had brought her back to my place, not what you're thinking, I was a gentleman, and instead of playing like crappy, like top 40, like, you know, Enrique Iglesias, like whatever was in back in the day, like I did with, you know, previous dates, I thought, I'm gonna be myself, and I put on the Traveling Wilburys, and I kept singing along and saying, who's this? This is George, and this is Tom, and this is Roy, and then I looked over and she was asleep, and that's how we met, and that is when we began to fall in love. And last but not least, at my wedding, actually, we walked in to the song Handle Me With Care, and let me see if I can find a clip of that. God, 4 years already. I don't know, as a kid, 9 years old, everyone else was into, I'm 89, God, I don't even know what they were into. And I was into Tom Petty's Full Moon Fever, Free Falling. So anyways, I also, when my daughter was born, every single night I sang Tom Petty songs to her to try to get her to sleep. I mean, I don't know, the Itsy Bitsy Spider, you could do whatever you want. You could just hum if you want to, just, please go to sleep, oh my God, I'm so tired. But I sang Tom Petty over and over and over. And so every time I hear Tom Petty, it reminds me of my daughter, and wow, I was floored, absolutely floored last week by Tom Petty's passing. Anyways, I wanted to say that. I don't know why, I don't know what it has to do with real estate, but I thought I would include it. So this week, guys, I wanted to look at townhouses in the downtown core, something we've touched on many different times, but the theme today is going to be mid-range townhouses, for lack of a better description. I think in the summer I did a bunch of townhouses that were in the 2+ million range. I've done those small condo townhouses in the past. What I want to get at today are townhouses for people that either are downsizing or moving to the city, let's say, whether you live in Mississauga in a ranch-style bungalow or a split level, back split perhaps, or whether you're from another city and you don't want to own a freehold. We're going to look at things today that are ranging from about $1 million to $1.5 million. There's actually one significantly higher, but just throwing that in there to flesh out the 5, and kind of getting a sense of if you want to live downtown and you want a house downtown, right? But you want no maintenance downtown. I'm really building the argument for a condo townhouse. Now there is, I think, there are one or two freeholds that are thrown in here. But the idea is we don't want to get a freehold. There was one I was going to feature. It's on Earl Street, and it's a collection of 13 condo townhouses, but they're converted from Victorians, so they're 100+ years old, so the maintenance there is high. I want to get a good look at the ones that are sort of built in the last 10-15 years, because the idea behind these is low maintenance. The idea is I live in a house, but I don't have any of the upkeep with the house. I get the benefits of a condo. Maybe I have to pay a few fees, but I'm specifically in the downtown core. Sound good? Okay, so let's take a look here at the map. As you can see, we've got one up here at Bloor and Sherbourne, one by Trinity Bellwoods, which is really cool, and then we've got 3 in King East. It's very interesting because I actually showed 2 of them the other day. Now I'm going to start with 47 River, and again, as I do in Pick 5, these are not advertisements for these 5 properties. I'm trying to educate you and trying to show you the differences. So I'm starting with one that, I'll be perfectly honest, I don't like. Okay, so we'll look at the map first, and we'll see 47 River. Where is that? Now River Street. You hear River Street, and people think, oh, River Street, that's not a good area. Well, yes and no. Up here, Oak Street. Now see these towers here? They're called the Oaks, and you can see there, Toronto Community Housing. Yes, okay, I'm just making a point. That's not the safest place in the city of Toronto. So somebody once told me, a social worker, called it the Oaks. They're like, oh, you don't want to go to the Oaks. And that's what they're known as. You've got some of Regent Park still exists, and then of course you've got down around here, you've got the revitalized new condominium Regent Park. And then, of course, as is the case with Toronto, you've got beautiful Riverdale Farm up here. You've got beautiful Cabbagetown here. I was going to point out Riverdale Farm because I went there for the first time in my life, I believe, with my daughter. I had no idea a farm even existed in a city. I know, and every one of you right now that has kids are like, how did you not know this? You don't have to go all the way up to the zoo, 401 in McCowan. You can go here and pet a goat and call it a day. Purell. Okay, so that's where River is down here, across from the beer store. A lot of homeless guys puking in the parking lot from 10 a.m. on a Saturday and a Sunday until they open here. So it's a bit of a mishmash. There's some beautiful converted townhouses over here on Old Brewery Lane. And then there is the Vinegar Lofts down here as well. Okay, so you get the area, show me the property. Well, let's take a look here, guys. You can see that there are different little banks, okay, of freehold. And here is basically semi-detached. And they wrote this in the listing, and I don't love what they wrote. Absolutely, that's really loud. Okay, absolutely the best unit in the Corktown Mews community. I mean, if you ever had to back that up, I'd love to know what you said. Fieldgate built, barely lived in, semi-detached like. Just a lot of hyphens happening here. And then, the Wicklow model townhouse. The Wicklow. Are we supposed to know what that is? Like, you picture a guy like, I don't know, getting ready to tee off on the golf course. He's like, did you say Wicklow? It's the Wicklow? I don't know, that's all I could come up with. Means nothing to me. I don't know. They're just trying to throw that in there to use up their 463 characters. So, 2 exclusive units fronting onto River Street with views of the CN Tower and Toronto skyline. They're really pushing it. So what they're saying is fronting onto River Street. That's a better thing. You want to be on the main busy street? I don't know. I might rather be back here. So bottom line, it's $9.99. This is great. It's been on the market 86 days. I want to show you guys this. This is good. Seller reserves the right to consider preemptive offers. You mean like now or in July when it was listed? Because it's been on the market for 86 days and you still have sellers reserve the right to review preemptive offers. Did you have an offer date in July and you haven't updated the listing? You haven't updated the listing. Okay, that's fine. Wait, what's this? Listing broker related to sellers. So not only have you not updated the listing for your client, but your client happens to be related to you. I'd hate to be at that family dinner. Okay. So inside, we'll take a look. It's 3-story. The issue that I have with this, and I've been in these many times, I rented one. Okay, that's the front door. You ready for this shot? I hope you can see this. That is the staircase. Yes, the staircase. So your couch is facing the stairs. There's nowhere to put a TV. Really, really tough main floor. Now, the issue becomes, do you put a TV room downstairs? Do you put a TV room upstairs? And then what the hell do you do with this? I had people looking at this to rent. And they were like, I can't get over the layout. I'm like, guys, you're renting, okay? Beggars can't be choosers. You are beggars. Take this goddamn townhouse. It's not really what I said. Actually, I think that's verbatim what I said. So, look, the layout did not work for them. There was just so much space in there that I thought, try to find a way to squeeze a, square peg into a round hole here. So, not the best staging here with a 2-person dining room table. You could actually, to be fair, fit 4 to 6. It's got a good kitchen. It's good size. There's lots of storage. Main floor powder room. Staircase going up. There's your master bedroom. Bathroom. Not the best finishes, but what are you going to do? And there's a small balcony. This is actually, no, this should be off the kitchen. The photos were out of order for a change. Now we've got 1 bedroom. I don't know what's going on here. These photos are awful. If you're dizzy, so am I. And that is the rec room in the basement. So that's important. So let me scroll down here, guys. I want you to get a sense of main floor, living, dining, kitchen, breakfast. I don't know what the hell the breakfast is. Breakfast. That is the kitchen. Oh, look at this. Kitchen, breakfast. 12.99, 12.99, 10.23, 10.23, combined with kitchen. You're basically just inventing another room. So then you have, on the second floor, there's a bedroom, and on the third, there are 2 bedrooms. They call this the master. It's got an ensuite. So there's only 1 bedroom on the second floor. Then downstairs, you have that rec room. So bottom line, as I said, this isn't an advertisement. I don't love this, but for $9.99, sitting on the market for 86 days on River Street, you've got to figure out what's my price point. You may look and say I can get a 3-bedroom townhouse for $1 million. Well, you could probably get this for $950, $925. But there's your TV room in the basement, right? There's your main floor, not happening TV room because there's this step in the middle. So yes, this thing looks good on paper, and yes, there is a lot of square footage, but the space actually has to work. Okay, let's move along. I didn't want to spend too long on that, and yes, I did. To 27 Earl. So 27 Earl was built in 2002. Sorry, I should mention the first one was built in 2013. That's what I wanted to say. So 2002 we've got here. So where is Earl Street? Now this is an interesting little spot. I mentioned the first one in Earl, which was 38 Earl, which is on the other side in here. So this section of Earl, not too far from Sherbourne, and I know Sherbourne is not the nicest sounding street, like Shooter and Sherbourne. Bloor and Sherbourne's where my dad's office has been since the 70s. But along Sherbourne here, a lot of the apartment buildings have been torn down. They're doing new condos. They've done some new infrastructure. There used to be a No Frills up here. I think it's now a nice new Shoppers. So there's always going to be some riffraff, but bottom line is this is a very nice little pocket, and there's a bunch of condo townhouses in here. 21 Earl was on the market last week, I think, for $499, and here you've got one of the much larger models. So I'm a big fan of this one. I'm not gonna lie. Well, $1.2 million. I don't know why it's not $1,199,900. It's a 3-bed, 3-bath, similar to the other one, at least on paper, but once you get inside the thing, totally different. It's 2,175 square feet. Now, one last thing. This here, freehold, with $184.64 a month common elements fee. This one we're back to condo. This is a condominium. So $540 a month. You're going to play your own heat and hydro. But the layout of this thing is a heck of a lot better. So some of the finishes are nicer, even though this thing is a little bit older. It's just a little more, it's a little cleaner, right? So, you know, look, maybe this room is not a lot wider, but you can put a TV on the wall because there is a wall and not a staircase. The layout just kind of makes sense. You've got a really cool little dining area here, and I like the fact that it's, I like the wainscoting, high ceiling, pot lights, crown molding. This is classy. I like this. Don't care for that fireplace, but here's your TV room. Step up to the kitchen, which is actually pretty wide now that we look at it. Center island, you don't love the reddish cabinets, that's fine, you can replace them, but we're looking at the size. The size is great. It's got windows, it's got a walkout too, not just a small AstroTurf covered balcony like the one we just saw, but rather an actual usable terrace. So if you wanted to, and again, you can do whatever you want out here. This is likely exclusive use common elements, but if you wanted to, say, put deck tiles over this like I did at my place, you can. If you want to take up these patio stones, I can't say for certain you would be able to. I'd like to think you could. And then underneath, you can see the grass poking through here. If you wanted a back lawn in a condo, maybe you could. So think barbecue, think 6-person dining area, think a nice sectional seating area, resin wicker, and think sunshine. It was actually pretty nice out today. Oh no, sorry, today was pouring rain. Tomorrow it's supposed to be very nice out. So we've kind of got that summer renaissance that's happening, and it enables people to actually look at spaces like this and kind of picture what they're going to be doing, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 months, depending on what the winter's like. And there's a walkout from the back too, so you can get in both ways. So I really like this one. I know it looks a little dated, but look at the size of the bedroom. You know, bathroom finishes are not fantastic, but separate shower tub, big enough sink. You can rip this thing out and put in a double sink if you want to. Kids' bedroom, but again, look at the size. It's fantastic. That's actually the master, because if you look, this, believe it or not, is not the master, even though there is a ton of space on both sides. So there's your master. It's got a little fireplace, nice touch. Master bathroom, separate shower tub again. That's kind of neat, the window. I don't know, it's romantic. You can picture yourself laying there in a nice bubble bath and looking out the window, even though no one has time for that. Here's your champagne and OJ balcony. That's what we call it. Why would anyone use the space up here? And you kind of go, you know, like if I wanted to read a book, you know, or like, you know, have champagne and orange juice on a Sunday. Somewhere out there, somebody has done that. If you have, send me a photo. Actually, here's a challenge. I know this just for my own edification. I will never put this out there. Send me a photo of you drinking champagne and OJ on a balcony on the 3rd floor of your condo townhouse. I'll give you a $50 Home Depot gift card, and I will not put it on the internet. I just want to see it. Seriously, there's the challenge. And yes, in case you're wondering, a truck full of Home Depot gift cards, jackknife in front of my house, and that's why I always give them away. Okay, so this is looking down into the courtyard, and that is the parking, of which there is not a lot, but there are underground lockers as well. There you go. So, not much more to say about that one. I really like it. And now we're going to move on downtown to, oh yes, 478 King. This is so cool. So I showed this to a client who is thinking long term. You ready for this? This townhouse is 3 stories, and it has a basement too. But the basement has an apartment in a townhouse, in a freehold townhouse. And these things were done in 2003. So my client's saying, my kid's 12. You know, it'd be really cool. 7 or 8 years from now, my kid doesn't have to live at home. My kid can live in the basement apartment in my home. And I was like, that is actually a really good idea. So instead of having them move out, and you're paying for that rent, but you don't really want them leaving home. Do I want them home? They can live in a 1-bedroom apartment that's downstairs, where they can basically come upstairs and raid your fridge and take things like, linens and toothpaste and all the stuff that when you go out on your own, you're like, I can't believe I have to pay for toothpaste. I did not know it was $6 a tube. That's why you get it when it's on sale. You buy 20 of them. You just do it. My mother taught me well. Mom, I love you. And I only buy chicken when it's on sale. Seriously, chicken, when it's on sale, you buy it and you get Ziplocs and you bag that, you freezer them, right? My freezer is like a filing cabinet of chicken. Mom, I love you. You taught me well. Okay. Where were we here? Okay, so I'm going to show you where this is. It's down in Corktown. And here we go. Actually, let me zoom out first. Okay, so you're coming along King, and here's where they say the police station in the show Orphan Black is. You know Orphan Black? Great show. I think we gave up on like the 4th season. And there's a building here, which I think is a church, and they always use that as the police station. So just past there, and into Corktown, we've got the Corktown District Loft. So 52 Sumac is here. You got 549 King, 569 King, 510 King. So it's on the north side, and you're not too far from, let's zoom out a little bit, or else we build too far, not too far from Corktown Commons. And all of this jazz down here, all these condos, you're starting to see a lot of infrastructure pop up. And I'm not talking about as you say, LCBO. I'm not talking about the hair salon and the nail place, nail filing, what do you call it? What do you, like, honestly, nail place? Nail salon. Hair salon, nail salon. No, I'm not talking about that. They are actually opening, there's a Tabbouleh. They're opening, what's the place called? The Thai food? I'm drawing a blank. Sukhothai. They're opening a Sukhothai. So they're opening restaurants. There's like a running room. There's a bike shop. There's a YMCA. There's a lot of infrastructure down here. And this area, believe it or not, is starting to take off. So anyways, there you are, 478 King. You have the streetcar literally right outside your door. And this thing is a 3-bed plus 1 4-bath because of the basement apartment. So it's a little dated on the inside, but the ceilings are super high. This area is a little bit tough to work with, but not as bad as the first place. Huge spaces, right? That's a 6-person table. Get rid of this hutch. You can have the 12-person table if you want to. You're starting to see the colors are a little bit funky. A lot of tchotchkes in here. Huge kitchen. They've got the eat-in kitchen. Doesn't really make any sense. I would get rid of that for sure. Okay, so now we're upstairs. So upstairs, this is one of the bedrooms they've turned into a TV room, but look at the size of this bedroom. It's enormous. That's the 2nd bedroom. And then the master is on the 3rd floor. And I think I did this. I did something like this last week. No, actually I did a blog on, that's right, a blog on 3-bedroom houses that aren't actually 3-bedroom houses, where you've got, some silly loft up top. And I compared that to houses where you have an entire master floor up top. And that's what this is as well. This has a master bedroom, which is ginormous. And then it's got a huge, this is the bathroom. Look how much space there is. Not that you need square footage in the bathroom. And then there's a walk-in closet. Yes, here's your champagne and OJ. Seriously, go there, take a photo. $50 Home Depot gift card. I just really want to see someone drinking champagne and orange juice for change, because I've been in real estate for 14 years and I've never seen anybody do it. So your champagne and orange juice up top, and great, different angles. And then downstairs, here's the plus 1, right? So this is the basement apartment. That's it. They got one photo of it. Okay, there it is. And then this is your backyard. That's a photo of the back of the building, and then you have a garage. Okay, so you're going to have to take my word for it, guys. Downstairs, there is that bedroom that you saw. It has its own laundry, which is why it's so perfect for either a tenant. You're probably getting $1,300 a month for that, because it's not really a basement. It's sort of half below grade. It's so perfect for a tenant, or 6 years from now, when your kid is going to university. Then there is I'm doing this as so you can see it in your mind. Then there's a living room combined with a kitchen, and it has its own entrance, which you can't really see, but trust me, it's down in here. So really cool spot, and this one was just reduced by $100,000. That is significant. I love this place at $1,495,000. Okay, so right across the street, this is really cool, is 2B Percy. Now, this unit here, or I should say this property here, was 2,600 square feet, $1,495,000. Now you have 1,900 square feet, $1,499,000. So essentially the same price. Now what's the big difference? This does not have a basement. So that had a basement apartment, and this is essentially the same thing 3 levels up. So there's where your difference is. and it's the same price, 1,900 square feet. So it is a condo. As I said, this one's obviously not a condo. This one is $457 a month. It's not bad. It's part of, you can see this building here. This is 549 King Street. 549 King Street. So the main floor, the biggest difference is this. I'm going to blur your eyes for a minute here because I'm going back and forth. See this? See how narrow this is as a living space? And then see how wide this is? That's the biggest difference, is that this space is fully functional and it is a real family room if you've got a family. It's a huge hangout room if you're, younger. What was I saying there? What's the inference? Oh, families don't hang out? Is that what I was saying, right? If you're younger and you want to hang out together. And then back here, right off the back, is the terrace, which is nice because the one we just showed you on King has the terrace off of the kitchen. So it's great layout. Dining room is separated. Dining room is at the front. Yeah, okay. So nicely upgraded. I was just trying to get a sense of the order of the photos. There you go. That's your dining room at the front. Really cool art in this place, too. I think it's an artist place. So now we're right up top. This is the third floor. Champagne and OJ out front, anyone? Very similar feel to King that we just saw, right? Exactly the same with cupboards and bathroom at the back. It's almost identical. It's just everything's newer. It's far more modern. It's more upgraded because this was done in 2010. So there's one bedroom. There's the other. They are definitely smaller than the bedrooms at King, right? You know when you're staging it with a desk. But everything's newer, right? Different style, right? It's pretty cool with the wrought iron spindles. That's your Champagne and OJ. The photos are a bit out of order. That's your main floor terrace. So this looks and feels like a condo. You got a little patch of AstroTurf. You've got a nice little spot out here, gas line for the barbecue, water line for the plants. And then over on the other side of here, because this kind of faces, it says exposure east. Well, it's both. It's east from the front, and then back here it faces west, and you're kind of looking a little bit at the Gardner off-ramp. But I love this one as well. This was reduced too from $1,549,000. I really, really like this spot. I like both of these. These are both really cool. These are what I was getting at. Forget that first one on River that was $1 million. These things, if you are looking either to downsize, or you're looking for a house that's not a condo, or you're looking for a house but can't afford one, whatever label you want to put on yourself, this is perfect in that, of course, I'm not going to 2 million, but I need more than 1 million. Right? Of course, it goes without saying, one's $1,495,000 and one's $1,499,000. But these are the best representations to me. And when we look at the last one, you'll see $1,009,000 marked down for $1,925,000. One thing that these have in common is I think 3 have been reduced. This is absolutely beautiful, but you don't really need this. So let me go through this with you. And again, 850 Richmond, I'll show you where this is. It's where Richmond turns one way, right, past Niagara towards Strawn. And it's a block from Trinity Bellwoods. The location's great. You're also close to King West, right? You're prime King West is between Bathurst and Spadina. So, okay, you're going to have to walk 15 minutes to go to dinner. But this thing is gorgeous. It's totally decked out. It's super modern. It's about 1,900 square feet. So it's similar in size and actually going to be very similar in layout as well to the one we just saw on Percy. But again, very much upgraded. This feels a little bit narrow. It feels like those ones on Markham and Manning. Whoa, how drunk am I? What happened here? This is like the photographer was tripping as they went up the stairs. So scene one, scene them all. I know this feels like the one on King and like on Percy that we just saw. I don't actually know what that is. That's very narrow and mirrored. It almost feels like a very modern kitchen, but I believe that is leading from the bedroom to the bathroom. Those would be closets. Okay. So here, bigger bathroom, double sink, nicer floors. I don't know what this chair is for, to watch this person bathe maybe. Give him some tips. You're like, hey, get the soap in there. Okay? Yeah. Ooh, get the washcloth out. I don't know. That's not my life. I'm just saying when I see a chair next to a tub, it's a little weird. Okay, so again with the staged office in the bedroom. And then we've got a bedroom with, I never loved this, very small window. Moving along. Oh, and there's your rooftop terrace. So the biggest difference here, guys, would be that the the terrace is on the rooftop. So you can see it's very cool because you get a better view, but functionally, and this is what you've got to ask yourself, functionally, great shot there, do you want the terrace off the kitchen so that you can go back and forth when you're cooking, or you'd be like, oh, I'm just going to go in and get another drink. Yeah, I'll be 4 seconds and you can see me. Or, sorry about that, do you want to go all the way up? Okay, do you want to go all the way up 3 flights of stairs? I forgot the HP sauce. Okay, I'll be back in 6 minutes because I stopped to look at the art on your wall or something. I'm trying to be funny. I know I'm not, but those are the two scenarios there. So with Percy and with King, both of them were off the main floor. Percy had the space off of the living room, and King had the space off of the kitchen. Here at Richmond, you've got to go from the main up to the second, up to the third, up to the top. That's a hike, right? So, oh, what happened here? Perfect, successfully logged off. Great, thank you, MLS. They just introduced a new MLS today, which, as you can tell, is working really well. So I can't make that decision for you guys. I think there are a lot of people that love the idea of the rooftop. You know, they're up a little bit. They're away from, I don't know, the neighbors walking by or the proverbial noise. Right? You sound like your grandmother. What's all that noise? Nothing, Grandma. It was actually there's a fan running. So that was my grandma, always asking questions. So me personally, I like it off of the kitchen. I think that's where you get the most function out of it. But this thing's pretty decked out. You know, I like that they've got what looks like here a built-in sink and bar fridge. Or no, maybe that wasn't. Tough to tell. Tough to tell because that's your barbecue there. Yeah, they might have been able to. I mean, you definitely pay extra to have that plumbing up there, but it comes in handy, especially when you're dealing with dirty dishes. And again, you have to schlep them all the way down 3 sets of stairs. So that's it for this week, guys. Believe it or not, I know. Wow, that was fast. Barely cracked 20 minutes. But it should give you a good idea. I mean, aside from the bookends here, this is $1.9 million. And the first one was $999. I think it gives you a pretty good idea. You've got Earl at 3-bed, 3-bath for 1.2. You've got King and Percy, 3-bed, 4-bath, and 3-bed, 3-bath for $1.5 million. That gives you a pretty good idea of what you can get in terms of, I want to live downtown in a house-ish, low maintenance, newer condo style. Put that all together, wrap it in a ball, and there's your $1.5 million. So I like the prospects of these places. If I was in a different situation in life, something like the King and the Percy, to me, would be fantastic places to live. And who doesn't love the idea of getting $1,300 out of the basement every single month for King? Gotta love that. Anyways, guys, that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed. If you haven't had a chance to do so, take a look at Tuesday's blog post, where I kind of went back some of my predictions that I wrote about after Labor Day and looked at the TREB numbers. The average home price, interestingly enough, was up 5.6% from August to September, something that I predicted and I took a lot of flack for, but look, I'm not giving the I told you so moment. I just thought prices were so low in the summer, they're going to go back up again. So prediction moving forward, I think we're going to have a very busy October and in November. Things die out, and who knows what's going to happen in 2018. I hope the world is still here the way things are going. Anyways, guys, real positive note to end on by me. If you want a positive note, how about this? I am going to start wearing work pajamas. Seriously, I'm going to do it. I'm going to wear shorts at work. I'm going to come to the office, and then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to change into shorts. No? You don't think that's highly unprofessional? I thought it was a good idea. All right, back to the drawing board. I have the weekend to think about it. Okay, I'll let you know where I end up next week. See you guys. Bye for now.